Hi, today I'm interviewing Karol Szymanski from Tech Electrical. Thank you, Karol, for being on this episode of Business Inspires. I'm really excited to learn more about your business and see how we can use your journey. And as we discussed just before we came on, you're relatively new in your journey, which will be really good because a lot of people watching this will be in a similar space. So we can inspire other people on the journey or about starting their own or thinking about starting their own business as well. So hi.
Hi, Rod. Thank you for inviting me to that podcast. And I hope I help somebody, but you never know.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. So to start with, before I ask a bit about your business journey, if you can just give us an introduction to your business and, the sorts of services that you provide and the problems that you solve.
At the moment, we're doing sort of like electrical safety inspection, which is what is calling basically portable appliance testing. Uh, we're testing a lot of schools, businesses. Small, big one. We're doing a lot of like subcontractor work as well. Uh, to be honest, we try doing a little bit for everything on the aspect of electrician, but that's a little bit further plans. But at the moment, we basically concentrate about the pad testing, and that's the main thing for that job at the moment.
Excellent. Cool. So what inspired you to run your own business?
And that's a hard question, to be honest. It's a little bit tough as well on the same situation because when I always working, I feeling like I wanna do a little bit more, if you know what I mean. Then I remember when I first time coming in England, because when I come in here, I basically don't even speak English, and it was really hard to find the job. But I was on the same time I was coming just for holidays, and and I basically stay with you now, which is about 15 years now. It's quite a long time. Then the guy from my old company, they give me a chance to basically start in like pad testing business. That's what I working for them about 7 8 years. And after a bit, that's what they said early. I'm feeling like I want to do something else, if you know what I mean. Then it's basically COVID hit, and I sitting at home and I basically try figure out what I can do, what I can't. And it was like one day, basically, I just decide, no, I just want to go. I just want to do for my son. And that's when I basically opened the business. On that time, uh, well, basic, yeah. For my first job, I signed subcontractor work basically for one company, and that's basically start from. Um, yeah, I think that's basically it from start.
Excellent. So what's been the hardest thing that you've sort of had to deal with in the last few years since you started up, do you think?
Hmm. The hardest bit is basically to get customers, I think, with the business. Because a lot of the companies, they like, even like you try basically approach local businesses, but they already got like staff or contract who is basically do them services for them. And I think the base from start is the is sales communication, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because even if they we cannot, I don't know how to say. Uh, we can basically try selling the product, but if they've got somebody for certain years doing one thing for them or few things, they doesn't want to make any changes, if you know what I mean. And I think that's the hardest bit in I would say in my that's what I think for me is basically the sell the service. That's the hardest bit for us at the moment. We're going a little bit, further now, but that was the big issue from start. I thought it's more easy, I thought I just opened the business and I've got, few customers, yes, this, but no, it's not like that. It's hard. You need basically do really hard work. And if somebody don't stop, that's basically you get the praise, if you know what I mean.
So how did you overcome that? Is that just through hard work and tenacity, or how did you manage to get those sales, get those customers on board?
First of all, that's what I said earlier. We start basically with big company. Basically, it's national. It's the biggest pub testing company. We do some subcontractors work for them. Then in the meantime, whenever I've got time, I try basically ring everybody or try contact everybody. And afterwards, it basically some come back, some doesn't. I remember I spending like a week or 2 weeks basically just on the phone ringing the customers. Then I not even got to like one approach, if you know what I mean, or basically nobody's. I don't know if I basically choose the wrong time, and sometimes it's really like put you down as well when you not got anything. Uh, and that's what I think. I thought, you know, when you start ringing people and somebody just put phone on down on you, to be honest, I never do sales. I rather do manual work. And I basically find out that when I start ringing people as well, it's basically the sales is not job for me, which I basically still try to do. But how I feeling, that's what I even said to my employees. I'd rather basically come in on site, do the job, than definitely not contact, say, customer. I mean, maybe it sound not right, but I'm rather to paying somebody to basically doing it than doing by myself.
Really good. So what's been the biggest learning so far, do you think? And I mean, that's obviously been the challenge, getting the sales, but what do you think's been the biggest learning as a business owner?
I think the biggest learning for myself is basically because, you know, when you're on your own, when you have a business like on your own, then you're basically thinking about your son, your family, your house. But for me, it was like I need because I started when I started employing people, then it was like, oh yeah, I need basically earning that much because it's like somebody say I need paying. It's not about my wages; it's about my employees' wages. Then I just learned, and I basically when you've got a company and there are a lot of people thinking, oh yeah, he's managing director, he's got a lot and this, and he not got any problems. But when you're running the company, first of all, it's 24 hours job. Second, you need thinking about your employees, which is not only employees, it's their wives, their kids, they have their homes and families. Then if anything's basically goes wrong with my business, I'm not just upsetting my son. I basically upset few other families, if you know what I mean. And
Mm.
then I think that's the because you know when I start, I thought, oh yeah, if it's not going good, then oh yeah, I just find a new job. But I basically learned on that time when you've got a business, you need thinking about other people as well, which is basically working out at the moment. But we'll see basically what's happened.
Excellent. So would you do anything differently now that you're sort of 3 or 4 years into that journey? You know, if you had to start over again, would you do anything differently?
That's a good question because I never think about it if I want to do anything different. I definitely not buy cheapest cars because you know when I started, we basically I'm just going for like second hand car. I mean second maybe like 10-hand car. If you start thinking about it, you know, it's lead to be like the cheapest one what you've got, but make sure it's basically driving. Uh, that's the only thing. Maybe not investing with maybe more investing with like I mean the cars because that's basically was cost effective from start and you basically make a bit of trouble as well because we working on the roads a
Mm.
lot, if you know what I mean, because we working I mean at the moment we cover like say area like Nottingham, Sheffield, Leicester, Birmingham, which is, 1.5 hour driving or something like that, then you need basically reliable car. Which from start, I've got one reliable car and basically another one which is don't. Then it calling a lot of issues from start. But well, I'm not sure, to be honest, if I want changing anything, because when I opened the business as well, everything happened very quick. It's like a little bit too much, for information. What I find out, what I need to do, find out what I need to do with this, find out what I need to do with that, and it's just like dealing with different people every day. And sometimes you've got some problems, sometimes it's just. I'm not sure, to be honest. Not sure about this. I think I'll probably leaving everything how it is, because at the moment, I want to say always could be better, but at the moment, I'm feeling comfortable how it is.
Good. So where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Where do you see the business going?
That's the one of my dreams, to be honest. 5 years, because that's I listen a lot of podcasts, to be honest, by myself, and a lot of people say with business, they always say, and if his business survive 5 years, he probably survive for long term. Then, to be honest, at the moment I concentrate stable the business, which is hard to do as well, because with other payments like VAT and everything else, sometimes you basically need flipping a bit, and it's just basically hard for small businesses as well. And then yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. At the moment, I think. To be honest, it's big enough for me at the moment. But yeah, I don't know if I can answer that, Rod, because that just it's just hard to answer to me. But yeah, I like the basically business keep growing and keep growing. But I don't know where I'll be in the 5 years, to be honest.
Okay, cool. But at least you're on a journey of growth. You've now got people working for you. So there's been that success is there. As you say, it's been difficult at times. What do you sort of put that growth down to in terms of being able to get where you've got to so far?
This is a strict question as well, because at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've got about 5. Say I've got about 5 employees plus me, which we've got one person basically on, say, from January, start basically on sales.
Yeah.
It's a base full-time sale, which it looks promising, but as well we need collecting a lot of data to go through, because a lot of businesses, they basically selling in different months, which if you ring in January and somebody maybe is already booked, then we're saving the details for like next year to contact before January, then maybe we've got chance to book in. But yeah, at the moment we basically concentrate on the jobs, what's basically what's ours, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Good, but at least you've got 5 people. And what's interesting there is you've invested in a sales role. You said earlier in the interview that sales was an area that you persevered and you made the calls, you took the rejection, but now you're in a position where you can bring someone in to start to do that function for you. So, which is a really important part of that growth phase. Good. So what's the number one focus? If you say, if I say, what's the number one focus right now, what would that be?
I don't know.
Is it by the sounds of it, getting that sales to work is important to you?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm always that's how I was belaying basically to give it always 100%, and that's what I try to do. Sometimes maybe I work in a little bit too long, because my missus are always saying, "Oh yeah, you should not doing that, not doing this, back a little bit early." But even when I back to home, it's just still like work, and then do the work, if you know what I mean. Then yeah, it is one of these things, to be honest.
Brilliant. Okay. So just remind us of the problems that you solve for people. What is it, the services that you provide?
We provide portable appliance testing, which is now is called intestine inspection, but everybody knows that by PAT testing.
Brilliant. So if people want to find out more about your services or want to reach you, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you, Karol?
We've got a website which is basically Castech Electrical. .co.uk, or even just by ringing me, find me on LinkedIn as well. We're still there. We're not on Facebook yet, but we will be, because we start like little bit marketing. But yeah, the best contact is basically ringing us. Then my number is 0747 503 1405. But yeah, we also have that website what I told earlier. Then
Yeah.
it's all information about us there as well.
Brilliant. All right, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for your time this afternoon, Karol. That's been really interesting. And I think, it isn't easy in the early years when you're starting a business. And, you do have to put that effort in. Sometimes it does feel 24 hours, 24/7 until you get that momentum. So, there's been really some really good shares there in terms of some of those challenges. But, you've got momentum and, you're building a team. And looking to push to, as you say, get through 5 years and get stability. And that's what's really important in terms of, getting a business to that point. So excellent. Really enjoyed talking to you this afternoon. And yeah, look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much, Rod, for the invitation, and I hope so I talking with you again in a couple of years' time or something like that.